Since it's spooky month now, I figured that it'd be the best time to talk about my haunted house that I grew up in, as you can probably tell from the title of this video. So first off, before we get into it, I just want to say, if you don't believe in ghosts or the paranormal or anything, that's totally cool. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to tell you what you need to think, you know, words. I'm not going to say that every single thing I'm going to talk about was definitely paranormal. I'm going to obviously bring it up as I go along, but yeah. Skepticism is a good thing. I also don't live in this house anymore. Just thought like I should throw that out there. So we lived in this house for like 15 years total. In the first 8 years, nothing happened. It was just a normal house, no spooks. But we found out that there was a problem with the soil underneath our house, which is causing foundation problems, which is going to cause the house to collapse at some point. Anyway, so the top half was put up onto supports, and then the bottom was demolished, the foundation was dug out, and they put in a whole new base of the house, built up the bottom half again, and then set the top half back down. Hope that makes sense with all my hand gestures. When we rebuilt the bottom half, they put my room down there, and I moved in to a brand new room to start off middle school, right? And that was where the first thing happened, actually. My parents were out this night, my oldest sister was babysitting me, and I'd just gone to bed. I was facing the walls, my back to the rest of the room, and I hear a man's voice over my shoulder whisper, like, "Tojo," which is not normal, you know, but I figured maybe my dad had come home and snuck into my room somehow. I don't know. So I rolled over and nobody's there. I'm like, well, this is a little strange. And at this point, you know, I'm really awake because I'm trying to figure out who the crap just spoke in my ear, and I hear it again, like someone trying to say Tojo again, and the same voice, same man, all that jazz. I'm like, well, that's creepy. So I just jump under the covers, turn my radio on, so I won't hear anything else, and go to sleep. I didn't tell my sister that night because I knew she'd be like, "Nicole, you're dumb, go to sleep." And then in the morning, I asked my parents, and my dad didn't get home, well, I guess they both, but there were no men in the house until like hours after that. Important fact, my house is in the middle of the woods, and we had neighbors that you could kind of see, but really you wouldn't hear them unless you were outside and they were outside, and you were both kind of like yelling, and also, well, you would also hear them if they were shooting their guns, but it was like the country living. It's okay. That's kicked my tripod, sorry. All that to say, they couldn't have been my neighbors making mischief. Yeah, but we just kind of wrote that off because nothing happened before. I figured that maybe I just convinced myself I'd heard something. But once this kind of happened, more things kept happening. From then on, everyone in my family heard voices in the house. You would hear things upstairs sometimes and think the TV was on, but by the time you hit the stairs, it would stop. Oh, this guy's like sprinting. That's weird. Sorry. I just realized how dark the background is. I'm gonna turn some lights on. Hang on. Not much better. That's okay. This is the creepiest of the voices, I feel like. My mom woke up one night when she was laying out on the couch in the living room and said that she heard someone scream in her ear, "You could be dead." She didn't say it felt malicious or anything. She just woke up and was like, "Yep, you're right, it could be," and then went back to bed. And also, this one, whenever you're sleeping, you wake up, you never know. It could just be like your brain's not working all the way yet, so I don't know. This is just what she said. Most of it was just voices, and then sometimes getting touched or things moving weirdly. The one time that I saw something, it was probably in middle school too. And you know, when you wake up in the night and you see shadows in your room, like that's weird, but then they move, or like you move and realize it's just you or it's something in your room. So that happened one night. So I'm just laying in bed, and I see a shadow on my the closet across from me. Like, oh, that's probably just me. But then it moves. It like shifts to the left onto like the dresser thing that's sitting right there. But I hadn't moved, and nothing in my room. I just couldn't account for anything else moving. So again, I just hid under my covers and went to sleep again. Because that's how I dealt with everything weird that happened in this house. What else am I going to talk about? I have so many stories, and so many of them are iffy, you know. Okay, I know what I'll talk about. My sister got my dad dowsing rods for Christmas one year, which if you don't know what they are, I'll put a picture in here. It was kind of a joke. They're these copper rods that you hold by this plastic part so you don't actually touch the metal, and then they're supposed to kind of move and answer questions from the spirits. I think they can also be used for other things. Finding things underground. I could be totally wrong. Don't know. So this first one is very iffy. The second one, story, is very creepy. So if you want first. I was playing with them one night. I was having them point to different people in my family. I get done playing with them and I put them down. And I think not even a minute later, the smoke detector in the basement starts going off. And not like beeping, you've got to change the batteries, like full on going off. You got a fire, there's smoke filling the basement. but there's not. And my dad gets up, and they probably go off, I don't know, like 10-15 seconds, enough for him to get to the steps. And by the time he hits where it's the top of the stairs, they just go off. It doesn't go off again. The battery's not dead. They're fine. Kind of weird. Didn't happen again for the rest of the time that we were in the house. Again, that one could totally just be the smoke detector kind of going weird, malfunctioning. It was just kind of weird timing. But again, coincidences, they happen. The other one that was very creepy was the night before my sister's wedding, and we're talking to the family about the activity and the dowsing rods and stuff, so we get them out. And my dad's playing with them on our kitchen island, so he has his arms braced to try and steady himself, because you shake when you use them, you know. He's asking questions, and they're moving, blah, 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 and he goes, point at Nicole. And so one points straight at me, and one points straight at my brother-in-law, who has a very similar name to me, and then they just stay there. And I see my dad just get goosebumps all up and down his arms, and he's like, guys, you have to come feel this. And the air all around the dowsing rods, which are like stock still right now, is just really, it's cold, but also I feel kind of electrified. It's kind of like when you get shocked and that tingly feeling afterwards. Like that was what was there. And it kind of stayed for a little bit, like a minute or so, and then just went away. And then the dowsing rods kind of just stopped moving after that. The only time I've ever felt that feeling, though, that was in the air, was when my family went to the Stanley Hotel, which is the hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. And we had some just crazy weird stuff happen there that you can't really explain. And that was the only other place, like I said, that I felt this feeling. So it's weird to have that happen in your home versus somewhere that's supposed to be known to be haunted, you know? And that's all I'm going to talk about today. I do have a lot of stories from this house. I could keep going, but I don't want to make this video too long. My family's kind of been interested in supposedly haunted places, so we've gone to a lot of hotels and places like that that are haunted, so I have a lot of stories in that respect too. So maybe I'll tell them later, maybe I won't, I don't know. We'll see. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, that's cool too. I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you again soon, okay? Bye. This one is Marshmallow Fireside, but it kind of smells like church when I hold it real close. I probably shouldn't be directly inhaling this. Anyway.